Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Two Girls, One Doc.
One Doc.
It's your girl, BD.
It's Foreign's the fiance.
And we are back. I just clocked your edges doing up sticky slick.
Oh, yeah. I've been
Okay,
learning
swoop.
how to do edges. So.
Okay, swoop. No, let's get sis.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. It's been a slow but...
It's been a journey.
Yeah, it's been a journey.
No, I think you're there. I think you've arrived.
I don't know. They're not, designed.
I think you could do another one just there.
Yeah.
So there's two. Another, but that's a good one there. That's a good start.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, looking good. Hair's looking healthy. Love that.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm all about natural hair now, guys. I mean, I haven't always been. I'm all about natural hair. I literally just cannot bring myself to wear a wig anymore. It's either braids or natural hair. So
since I got my Rooker hair clip-ins, oh my God, my life has changed.
Yeah.
My life has changed. To put those clip-ins in, God, literally 5 seconds it takes me. And that's it. So those go-between styles where you want to do braids, but then you want to let your hair rest for a bit, or you want to stretch it, yeah. So now with the clip-ins, I wash my hair, I'll put it in maybe 8 plaits, and then I just put the clip-ins in. And then that's me for another week while my hair stretches and I'm waiting to do my braids. Literally, those clip-ins have changed my life. And I get used to seeing what I look like with my actual hair texture for when it grows, you know?
Yeah, no, it's good to do that.
Beautiful. But yeah. Why are we here today? Oh yeah.
We're here
No, you say why we're here. Because I did ask a question.
To discuss the House of Horror.
Right. And there was no trailer last week. You guys who listen will know. And it's not because I forgot. Because I'm a very attentive babe. Right.
Yeah.
It's because it was all in French. And I don't know if there are any French speakers out there. Shout out to you, man, and that. But it just was all in French. And I was besides you guys, no one else would understand what they were saying. So
yeah,
I just didn't put the trailer in, basically.
Yeah, it was all in French. I had to watch it with Netflix, but the only English they had was audio description. So it would translate what people were saying, but it would always narrate. It would also narrate what was going on.
Why did you do that? Why didn't you just put the subtitle?
Because I couldn't watch and make notes whilst trying to read.
Oh, you weren't trying to pause.
Too much.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
it was way too much.
That is way too much going on with the audio description.
It was very jarring. It was a very jarring watch. I would have preferred to watch this without having to do it.
I would have preferred to speak French. Literally, when I was watching this, I was wow, I really wish that I could speak French right now.
But I don't know, because they put it on Netflix. It's so stupid. They should have just done a voiceover. Why would they?
Oh, it dubbed.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it as much as I thought I would, but I guess because I didn't have to watch it as intently in terms of doing the notes. I was just kind of typing. But I do understand what you mean, because there were times where I'd be typing and then they'd still be speaking, and I was wait, you don't understand.
Something.
I was you don't understand, sis. Go back.
Exactly, go back. So
I think the easiest thing would just be to be able to speak French, but. Yeah, I think that takes some time.
Alas, here we are.
So,
the documentary opens up, and there's this French-speaking woman, which I think we've already established, and she's telling us that there's this house that's in a nice, peaceful area, and she's just describing the area. It's very middle class, upper middle class, I'd say.
Yeah.
And, there's churches and everybody knows each other, and it's just a whole long soliloquy about how great this area is and picturesque. And then suddenly she tells us that this is but there's this house of horror, but we don't know why, but it's a house of horror.
Yeah, we do. Well, terror, actually.
Oh, terror.
It's terror.
Sorry.
I mean, terror, horror, it was a shit show. Also, sorry, before we continue, I am drinking today, of course.
Oh, okay.
Cheeky pink Muscats, yeah, love it.
Ooh.
Got to have it, yeah, nice and chilled
Love
as
it.
well. Great.
Yeah.
I was listening to one of our old episodes when I had gone out to a restaurant and had a really nice bottle of wine, and I was yeah, I can never go back, and here I am back. Right, back. So
literally,
yeah, sorry, it's back to the House of Terror.
Yeah, so we learned from this talking head that the family was a typical middle class family, and the father was called Count Xavier Dupont
Ligonnès. Oh my gosh, guys, you're going to get sick of me. I've been practicing my French accent. I've been practicing.
I have not.
It's Xavier Dupont de Ligonnès.
Okay.
You're welcome.
So him and his wife had 4 kids together.
His wife is called Agnès.
Yeah, she's called
Which is spelled Agnes, which makes me think, wow, Agnes sounds so ugly compared to Agnès. Doesn't it sound so pretty?
Yeah, it does.
If my name was Agnes and I was born in this country, I would say, no, actually, it's Agnes. So can you please address me correctly?
Can you respect me?
Yeah, put some respect on my name. Yeah.
So it's April 11th, and there's one of these family friends, and she says that, like, she comes in and she, like, sews stuff for them and, like, fits stuff, like, for them. And I'm just like, wow, the life of the rich and famous.
Honestly.
Like, who has, like, a seamstress on tap? Literally. So she says, she walks past the house and she notices that, like, the shutters are all closed and there's a note telling people not to leave mail, which was odd because even when the family goes on holiday, the shutters are never shut.
Mm-hmm.
So she leaves. She doesn't do anything about this. She walks away and she's like, okay, this is odd. Carries on about her day, which is pretty normal. Like, I would do the same.
Yeah, it's like sort of like, okay, noted.
Literally 3 days go by and the police go to do a welcome check. Welfare check, and nobody opens the door. And so they basically push through the door, open the door, and they look in, and everything in the house looks normal. So it looks like a family who's gone on holiday. Like, all the stuff they were describing is pretty much what my house would look like if we all went on holiday. The sheets were stripped. We always strip our sheets. The wardrobes were open. Things were, like, missing. The only kind of odd thing was that all the pictures from the picture frames were removed.
Right, the frames were still there on the walls.
Yeah, but the pictures were
gone. Which just seems like a lot of effort. Like, you took them down, took out the picture, and then put it back up again. Like, bro.
Exactly.
Who has time?
Then they have, I guess from what I gather, they have a few cars, but the one that was missing was the Citroen. So it was odd that the cars were still there because obviously if they've gone on holiday, I guess these are the kind of people that drive to their holiday, so they expect them to take their cars. But the odd thing was the Citroen that was missing would have been too small to take, like, the family of 4, well, family of 6, including the parents, actually. So family of 6 plus the 2 dogs, there was no way, because they showed the Citroen and it was just like a normal saloon car. Like, there's no way it would have fit, like,
all of them,
this family.
There's
so
5
it was
people
like,
max, let alone 6 people and 2 dogs.
Literally.
Like, big
so it
dogs.
was like, where did they go and where is the car? So at this point, we learned that the friends and family of this family received letters from Xavier and Agnes saying that they were going undercover to infiltrate a drug ring in the US because Xavier worked for the DEA, and they'd be changing their identity so you never hear from them again. And everyone's all like, oh, yeah, like, he had connections to the US. And it's like, okay, just because you have connections to the US, they're not going to call you and be like, oh, yeah, can you come and, like, work for the DEA?
The DEA, of that, as big as that America is, they only hope that they had was to call somebody from France.
From France. Française.
Baguette
land. Like, literally, have they even finished, like, telling people that they can snitch for reduced sentences before they're calling you from Française? Like,
do you know how many seas you cross? Do you know how many language barriers you, like, I don't
And then not just you, your whole fam, and change everyone had to come identities.
Everyone had to come. Taxpayers' money. Is that what you man are paying or not paying taxes for?
No. I don't know, maybe aristocrats live a different kind of life.
And that's what I'm saying. Maybe these are the upper echelons of society that we'll never understand.
So we don't understand it. So we meet one of Xavier's mates who tells us that the family, that Xavier's family is basically nobility.
This guy's quite useful, actually, this talking head.
Okay, well, if you say so.
He says one of the only lines in English.
Character witness, if that's the right word.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, we find out, maybe not a lot, but, like, he's like an insider. It's like someone who knows this guy telling us about this guy, as opposed to, like, talking heads just, like, speculating.
Yeah. So his family's from he's from nobility, family of aristocrats and counts, and he met his wife when he was 20. And she was 16. And this mate says that she was a beautiful woman. And I'm like, bro, she wasn't a woman. She was a girl.
Woman? Right.
She was a
girl, not yet a woman.
A woman, literally. Like, So Xavier and Agnes split up. And then when he goes off traveling, like, he wants to
So he breaks up with her. He breaks up with her to be like, yeah, do you know what? I want to do me, GC style.
I want to live my best, literally.
Yeah. And he breaks up with her. Cool.
Yeah. And patriarchy stocks drop at this point because when he comes back from living his best life, Agnes is pregnant for another man.
For another nigga. And I loved it. When I watched it, I was like,
really love it.
Go, Glen Coco. Cannot pause your life.
Literally. And this is what I mean. Patriarchy stocks down bad. So this mate says, to my great surprise, he chose to marry Agnes and keep her baby. And I was like, oh, what a favour he did to her. He chose of all the fair maidens.
No, not the fair maidens. What I think he meant is that, like, at that time, yeah, you would expect, and you would expect.
Pack it in. My dad's age. It's not far-fetched.
No, but even now, as a pride thing, you would expect a man to be like, oh, swear, you're pregnant for someone else, fuck that bitch, and go. That's what you would expect. Come on. That's what you'd expect a man to do.
I didn't like the way he worded it. Like
I understand.
I
understand that. I also understand that.
And
what
it was
I'm saying
like, now, this murderer, this potential... Oh.
Spoiler alert!
Okay, this guy, this man, now is like being put on a pedestal for marrying a woman with a baby like she was like...
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I do think that it's like, fam, listen, like, first of all, he left her and he wanted the old thing back. And now you have to take her back with everything that she comes with. So cool, right? But I do think that is not what you would expect a man. Remember men? You remember men? Do you remember them? Yeah?
I try not to.
That's not what you'd expect a man to do. And I think that's why he's saying, like, I think his friend is basically saying, like, yeah, it can never be me. But, like, nice that he did it.
So he adopts this baby and gives him his name, which apparently you don't do. Like, you don't marry pregnant women.
I think because he's a count as well, so it's kind of like, oh, ooh.
So the friend describes this as courageous. Man, fuck, giving birth to a baby is courageous, okay? I am putting my life at risk. My vagina will be stretched to, like,
never be
an inch of its life. Like, please don't tell me it's courageous because you married me. Like, fuck off. And he says they aren't just a family. They're a beautiful, noble family.
Okay, are they? Are they? Hold that thought.
So it seems like Agnes's family are the only people that have any, like, two brain cells to rub together.
Sense.
Because literally they flagged these letters and they're like, yeah, this isn't making sense.
So this is very stupid. This doesn't make any sense.
It's extremely stupid. I don't know how anybody swallowed it, because all of his friends were like, yeah, like, it made sense. This is the exact kind of thing as Xavier would do. And I'd be like, yeah, you're friends with somebody that's crazy. Like, this doesn't make sense.
Like, is this not, maybe the flags have been red for so long that they look green?
I guess. So they say that Agnes would not have left without saying goodbye.
Of course not. And taking the kids. Mm-hmm. Like, come on.
And they pressure the police to go back, which they do. They go back on April the 18th and notice nothing. April the 18th is one of our friend's birthdays. It made me think of her.
Oh, it is, yeah. Oh, yeah. Babes.
So on the 21st, they go again, because it seems like the French police have nothing to
do. They go bare times. They go bare times. Because they go on the 11th, they go on the 15th, they go on the 18th, the 19th, and the 20th. And they don't find anything.
Yeah. So they go on the 21st, and they notice something odd under the terrace. So under the terrace, it's kind of like a gap. It reminds me of some, like, American houses that are, like, raised, and there's, like, a little gap between, like, the...
Yeah, like, you know, in the garden, when they have a garden, you go down the stairs to get to the garden. So if you imagine that, like, underneath the stairs, like, that, like,
there's a little
what's it called?
there.
Patio, like a patio kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, underneath that is the
underneath
gap.
that, there's some dirt, which is normal, but they notice two dogs' food things. So the food bowls that dogs eat out of, those typical metal ones.
Yeah. We ain't got no pets. Oh, you do have a pet? Well, you did. I don't know what happened.
I did. And then they move this, and then they notice there's, like, wood over, like, what
I
looks
don't know
like a
how
hole.
they clocked this.
But this is what they should have been clocked, because they're police officers. That's why I am not a police officer. It's not my job to clock this.
It's
true.
So
for me, they were very slow to react.
Oh, very, like, a week slow.
So they dig under the terrace and discover bodies. Yeah, guys, bodies. So forensics come and they find that the bodies have been wrapped in duvets, blankets, then put in plastic bags and wrapped with duct tape. There are religious icons with each body, so either like a candle or a cross, indicating, like, some sort of imitation of a religious burial. And also, like, I mean, we know this from, like, the amount of crime we've watched, but, you know, usually stuff like this indicates affection when you bury somebody this way.
Yeah, so them being killed by someone close to them or who cared about them.
Exactly. So the wife and 3 kids are in one grave with the dogs and the youngest, with the dogs. And then the youngest boy was in a separate grave. And it's just like, damn, don't bury me with a fucking dog. Like, that literally...
Yeah, but the dog to them is their family, so it won't feel like that to them. It will feel like that to you because where's a dog?
Don't bury me with a dog.
Please don't bury me at all.
So there's no dad to be found. They've looked for the dad's body. He's not there.
Can you imagine?
Literally, and at this point, they're like, oh, like, he's a suspect. And you know what? The French police kind of just fell into this one because, truth be told, there's so many scenarios that could have happened as to why this guy's body wasn't there. But they kind of just went with, oh, he's a suspect. And they're just kind of lucky with that one, I think. Because there are a lot of things that could have happened.
I mean, a lot of things could have happened, but then when you talk about the whole like religious artifacts and stuff buried with them, saying, oh, it's someone that's close to them, like, who is that close to them that they would take so much care or like care about? Do you get what I mean? Like, and also with these family annihilators, come on, it's the dads.
Yeah.
Are there any mum family annihilators?
There must be. I know there are mums that kill their kids, but I don't know if they kill.
Yeah, but they don't kill the men, and if they started with the men, maybe then
they would stop, because that's usually the source of the anger.
Yeah.
So Xavier becomes a prime suspect in this murder, and a judge issues an international warrant for his arrest. But Xavier's friends are all like, it's not possible he did this. Like, he's such a great guy. He loves us. We love him. He helped me play piano. Like, this guy tells some long-winded story about how
was like,
his wrist sprained, and then like, he couldn't play piano, and he knew I was in pain from not being able to play the piano, and he told me, I'm your friend. I love you. And it's like, bro, like,
I was waiting for this. I was waiting for the story to be like, and so now I can play the piano, and it never got there. I was like, so what? So did he fix your wrist,
or he played the piano to me every night so I could see?
Yeah, like,
I don't know what is it that he told you? Sorry for you. Like, where are we getting to? Like,
waffling. I was like, sir.
Waffling.
So how exactly did your friend...
And also,
basically, I broke my arm. I couldn't play the piano, and he still stayed my friend. And
can you please read the room? Like, this man potentially murdered his wife, and he's all about your broken wrist. Then that is, like, all you can bring forward as a character witness. Like, are you okay?
He was still my friend when I broke my wrist. Okay, and he killed his family. And so then what?
I don't know if he did a line of coke before he did the interview, because it didn't make any sense.
A couple.
So, I guess the only logical thing this guy says through all his waffling is that Xavier had a bad back, and the terrace is really low. So it's kind of like, how could he have brought down the bodies and dig them?
And dug them, and then buried them,
Which I guess makes sense, but I don't know. We never hear of any medical evidence to support this bad back.
We don't hear of anything else from that,
really. Literally, that I say all the time, I've got bad knees, I've got this and that, but like, if shit came down to
and
it,
also,
I could bury a couple bodies.
Also, I'm sure if you took the right pills, like, you wouldn't feel the pain for the time that you needed to do.
Yeah, and also, like, pain, the adrenaline would override the pain, like...
Yeah. I do think, I mean, there's so many, like... I mean, I guess we'll get into theories and stuff, but I always think, like, how long was he planning this for? Because you can't just be digging up that many...
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. So, the question now is, how was everybody brought down and murdered? Because inside the house is impeccable. Like, and I guess we know this from the fact that they went into the house a few times, didn't flag anything, and until they found the bodies. So it's clear that it's a weird situation, because you're wondering, did these murders happen?
Exactly.
4 people, adults, are murdered in the house,
and they are dead because we have their bodies, so we know that they're dead.
Exactly.
And they likely died in this place. There's no traces of blood. Nothing. Like, how?
Yeah. And also, there are literally there's no DNA on, like, the bags.
The tape or the bags, yeah.
Or anything. So you can't even conclusively say that he did it or anybody else. But, I mean, logically, he probably did, but there's no forensic evidence.
Maybe it was the DEA, and they were like, listen, you can come, but your family can't come. So then they were like, a hit. And then they took him.
You know, sometimes it's the craziest story that is true.
As in.
Do you know what? Oh, guys, I'm sorry, spoiler alert. Have you watched this season of You?
Okay, so I was just going to say, I'm on episode 5. I'm on the bit where they're in the woods.
Who's in the woods?
The niggas, the guys.
Which guys?
They're in the woods. The men. Wow, how many men are in the show?
Oh.
I'm like halfway. I'm episode 5. So no, it's not before. Don't come and do spoilers. I ran up here to record. After I had to pause the episodes because I was like, damn it, we have to record this. I couldn't finish it. I'm on the bit where. So
wait, the first.
Spoiler alert! Sorry guys, fast forward. Gone.
It's fam. If you haven't watched it by now, that's on you.
I'm sorry. People have lives. Gone.
In between that life, you can. I binge watched 2. Let me tell you what I watched.
Binge. Listen, you have a problem. Okay.
I literally, I'm not addicted to anything else, but if there's a good TV show, I'll binge it. Like, I binged Maid. Have you watched Maid on Netflix? No. Really, really good. I binged that this weekend.
Is it good?
Yeah, so I watched that from Friday to... Oh, I watched that in Friday, the whole of Friday, actually.
Do you not
So I
have a
stayed up
job?
till 3 a.m. watching that. I stayed up till
Okay,
3.
see, and so that's my problem. I will sleep when the
Okay,
sleep
so
comes.
that's your own personal problem. Then on Saturday, I went out, but I started You. So I started You, went out, came back, watched You, finished You on Sunday, mid-Sunday, and then binged Squid Game, finished Squid Game
Oh,
yesterday.
you've watched Squid Game now.
Yeah.
Thank
So I binged...
God.
Oh, and I watched Unorthodox at some point last week. Yeah. Yeah. So guys, if you're serious, I say all this to say, and I work normal 9, I work probably 9 to 6, 6:30. So I say all this to say, if you really about it, like...
Some
you
of
can
us
do
are
it.
not about it. It's okay. It's fine. We have
Okay,
priorities.
so...
Anyway, don't spoil it for the people.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's just, okay, basically, the reason I say this is because it's just like in You, where if you've watched it, you'll know the bit I'm talking about. But there's this point where, obviously, Love and, what's
Joe.
his face? Joe have done some crazy shit. And then, like, they've covered their tracks, you know, covered their tracks. And then somebody says something really funny, and they're like, they basically say it's not like, and they list out the scenario.
Right.
That
Oh, because it's like, yeah, that could never,
That
because it's like that, it can never be the case.
Is it?
But it is the
Yeah,
case.
so
They
literally
do that, use that
some-
trope a lot on TV shows.
Yeah, but the thing is that I was even listening to an episode of Crime Junkie, and it was about this guy who he went on a business trip, and then he was calling his family, he couldn't reach them, and he came back, and basically they found out that they'd been murdered, and
His whole
it was
family.
his whole family, and it was kind of like, did he do it, did he not do it? And basically he was exonerated in the end, but
they arrested. He went to jail for it.
yeah, he went to jail for it for a bit, but then he was exonerated because, like, the evidence was very shaky. But the point is, Ashley was just saying that, like, people like Israel Keys, he literally, his whole thing was, like, when he would kill you, like, he would make you disappear. Like, nobody would know that you had, like, what had happened to you.
Yeah.
So it's but nobody thinks that there's somebody out there that can literally walk in with
And basically just rubbish everything.
MO and just rubbish literally. So the point is, like, yeah, we all sit here and we're like, oh, like, yeah, this is the case.
Because we're
But
thinking that
could
it
be
has to
something
make sense, but it might not make sense. It might literally just be like some people just go out and kill someone just because.
Yeah, for the shits and the gigs.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, I think he did it though, but still, it's true. That
Yeah, I mean, it's just good to play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the kids have sleeping pills in their system. So I guess they never really go into theory, but I guess what they think is he carried them down and then shot them. But then that as well doesn't really make sense because...
Where? Because was there blood in the...
In the garden. I think he did it in the garden. Maybe in the graves themselves. I don't know. But that doesn't also make sense as well to me because one of the sons is quite old. He's like 20-something.
Yeah.
And he was bearded and he was fine.
Yeah.
So I would think he would be a bit too heavy for the dad's... I don't know. I really don't know. But
I think you can probably... I mean, like you said, adrenaline. He probably carried them down. Because he drugged them. So basically, the kids had sleeping pills in the system. The mum didn't.
Yeah.
The mum had... what's that thing called? Sleep apnea machine.
Yeah. And it's cut off at 3:30, so that they suspected she was a first victim.
Yeah,
but
in the
even
morning.
that, nobody goes into detail about how she got down.
Yeah, but he would have to carry them down, right?
No, but she was not drugged, so she would have been awake.
Yeah, but she would have died when they turned off the sleep apnea machine.
No, that's not how sleep apnea machines work.
No, but then I'm assuming... So why did they mention that it stopped at that time?
Because I guess that's when they stopped.
He took her off it. But I was thinking maybe he like smothered her or something. He took her off the machine and then like smothered her.
But they said that all the victims were shot twice in the head, unless he just shot her for like shits and gigs.
Maybe he shot her to make sure.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he smothered her. But again, see, this is what I mean. Like, the French police also are like just as rubbish as the UK one. But
I
there's
think
not
that.
enough detail. Like, there are a
But
lot
then
of
also
questions.
maybe they're just not saying things because maybe their hope is that they will find him. But then they don't have that hope because they think he killed himself. So, yeah, I don't know. Because it's like, when you think about it, there's not really that much detail in the, like, I'm going to need more. I'm going to need to know more.
Exactly. I'm going to need to know more, literally.
But maybe they don't know more. But they probably do know more.
I don't think they do. I genuinely actually don't think they do.
Sometimes
it
I
took
feel
them
like
how many
police
days
people
just to
just
find...
kind of need there to be true. I think sometimes police people just need there to be some kind of like veil between us and them, so that like if there's more information or if they do find out something, there's stuff that they know that we don't know, which I can understand and appreciate. But it's annoying. I'm watching a documentary. Can you please tell me what I need to know?
Some of the stuff that's missing from here is... Yeah, I don't know. Usually they
because
keep,
that
like,
would determine
one little
whether
detail.
you believe that he did it or not.
Exactly. So, like I said, we learn each victim was shot in the head, and like I've said, there was no blood in the room, so it's all a mystery as to how he did it. This mate that was talking about the wrist and falling in love and all this nonsense basically says there's no way he could have done it, because in French high society, lineage is so important, and Xavier had, 3 sons, and he wouldn't kill his sons because this would be killing
then the
his
name
lineage.
would end with him, yeah.
And it's like, okay, whatever.
I was like, do you think this is the mind of someone who's in their right mind?
Literally. So investigators dig a little more into the family and find out that Xavier is not doing that great. So he portrays himself to be like a wealthy businessman, but literally he's really not doing that great. That nigga broke. The family had attempted to move to Florida and failed, which led to them losing all their money. Yeah, but Florida makes a lot... It's very on brand because everything crazy happens there. So he would have fit right the fuck in.
I don't know that he would, though. He's a count. Like, can you imagine this count? Look at the Nantes. They're from Nantes in France, and you think they're going to go to Florida and it's going to make sense?
Okay, they're counts, but he's a count, but, like...
You're only saying that because we suspect that he killed his family, yeah?
Outside of killing his family,
murder aside,
he wasn't moneyed up. So yeah, I don't know what life of a count
money.
He was living.
It's not about moneyed up. It's not about moneyed up. It's about the name, like what the guy was saying, like being a noble family, the aristocratic, that kind of vibe. Do you imagine that in Florida?
To be honest, Florida is full of crazies. Yeah, I feel like you'd have fit in.
Yeah, we only say that now because we know that he's crazy because he killed his family, allegedly.
I guess.
Okay.
So it's very expensive to move to America, by the way. So they lost all their money. Like, I've heard that like one green card application is like $60,000. So
for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Fam.
Wild. And then they didn't even get to go to Florida. Now they have no money. They're still in France.
From 2001 to 2011, he loses more money. And he keeps pretending to be this busy businessman. And it's like so that energy you're spending pretending to be a busy business. You can literally just get a job. And then you don't have to pretend you're actually employed.
No, but he actually had businesses. They just weren't successful.
Yeah, and so that's what I mean. He obviously
get a job.
Pretending.
A job.
Literally. So bailiffs were on his back. I can just imagine like him like not wanting to answer the door for fear of bailiffs.
Yeah.
And like he knew that he'd soon have to leave the home that he'd built and whatever.
And no one knows that. The family don't know. It's not as if everyone knows and everyone's doing up rations and trying
to. The kids are still in private school at this point.
Fam, all of this keeping up appearances. I'm sorry, like whatever you're paying for 1 semester, 2 semesters at private school, surely that will help to pay off your debts small, just small.
Fam.
Boy.
So I guess the theory they're leaning towards is that he killed them so they wouldn't have to live with the shame of knowing their dad was broke. And yeah.
I mean, I don't know. My dad's never been an aristocrat. But I feel like I'd rather be alive, no?
Oh, no, not me.
You'd rather be killed by your father.
No, I wouldn't rather be killed by my father.
Than find out that your father was actually broke. You'd rather he took your life.
If my dad was, like, God forbid.
Say you find out now that your dad, actually, everything you have, the bailiffs is gonna take your house.
I'm a spoiled brat.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you can probably relate better. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
my wedding, I would definitely drink, like...
So what I'm saying is, would you rather... So you'd rather that your... No, it's not just you'd rather die. You'd rather your father ends your life.
I don't like the father because I'll never look at
But this is what happened.
From my grave.
So what you're saying is you'd rather die than to find out that your father was broke. Is what I'm hearing.
This line of questioning, because I sound like Cher from Clueless.
As in you do, and that's why I want the people to know that this is who I'm dealing with here.
No, I am a spoiled brat, and yeah,
it's not about being a spoiled brat or not being a spoiled brat. You didn't spoil yourself, right? What I'm saying is, would you rather
I can't
be dead?
That.
Surely life is the better option. Look at she's so stressed. Look at her. Why are you rubbing your eyes?
No, because there's a lot of things I'm thinking I do with his money that if I'm how am I
So you'd
gonna
rather
live?
be dead, is what I'm hearing. That's fine. It's okay.
I don't know. It's an extreme. Like, to be fair, technically I'm getting married. I should be thinking of my husband's wealth, but I'm thinking.
No, but I'm saying it relative
for the
to
11
the
months
situation.
I still have here. I need my dad's wealth. So
Okay, we're getting.
I don't
want
want to answer this question. I plead the fifth.
Okay, plead it then. Let's as we were.
So we also learned that when Xavier's father, who was also a count, died, he was basically poverty stricken. And this is why I'm just
how did you get to, what's the point of being a count then? Like, what is the positive?
Because all this aristocrat count, it's all old money, landed wealth. Like,
so old money runs out, or?
Yeah, because a lot of them ride off the high of being aristocrats and landed wealth. But in this day and age, it's starting to mean less and less.
Right.
So, like,
and there's bare new money around as well.
Exactly. You don't actually you're not cash rich. You have assets. And then as each generation passes, they sell off those assets to cover debt.
Yeah.
And then by the time it gets to, like, whoever it is, like, I was watching Stacey Dooley where she sleeps over, and she slept over at these aristocrats' house. And basically, like, yeah, they've got a massive house and the kids go to private school and stuff, but and they shoot peasants or whatever it is they shoot.
Oh, yeah. Pheasants.
But, like,
Pheasants. Probably really peasants too, actually.
They don't really have, like, peas like that. Like, the guy has to, like, rent out some of his property as, like, an inn and all of this and that. Like, he doesn't have money like that. Like,
and it's probably a peak situation to be in because you're expected to have money.
And so this is the problem.
This is where he was, where do you go from there?
This is the problem. This is why so many of them end up in debt and live like this guy, because even the friend, knowing that he's poor, knowing that the truth has come out, his mate was poor, possibly a murderer, he still is in awe, like, oh, he's an aristocrat. It was not the done thing to do. Like, it's not, it's all, it's fake.
It's nothing, yeah.
So yeah, he died in poverty, and there was no money left. But when he goes to clear out his father's things, he finds a rifle. And
he goes to actually look for money and ask the neighbour, like, bro, is there money? And there's no money.
Yeah, and he goes to try to find this ring.
How little shame you have to be asking, like, where's the money?
Yeah, he goes to try to find his father's, like, signet ring or, like, coat of arms ring, and he can't find it. That nigga probably sold that ring for money to eat.
He probably made sure they kept it when he died and said, I'm going with this. Fuck you, Xavier.
And yeah, he buys a silencer. So he has the rifle, he buys a silencer, and it's like, yeah, this guy did this shit. Guilty
this is so premeditated, like, on every level.
Because it was his dad died and the clearing out happened in January. Yeah. And he killed them in April. So it was very much premeditated. Like, can you imagine, like, eating, sleeping, laughing, joking with your dad? Meanwhile, all whatnot, your dad is like, yeah, I'm going to kill you.
And this is the thing, the friend also, to be honest, this friend is a bit problematic. So basically he was talking about Xavier and basically saying that, like, he was a very tactile father, which wasn't really the case. He used to hug his kids and, like, kiss his kids and, like, love his kids. And that wasn't really, like, done. Like, that wasn't really the norm, right? So this dad, who is affectionate and loving and all of this, has been planning for months to kill you guys. Crazy.
But you know, dying in your sleep is so scary, because it's like, I slept and I just didn't wake up, so I couldn't even arrange my affairs. I couldn't even say goodbye. Your lively affairs.
Yeah,
I
just think that
I have so many affairs that I need to arrange before I die. But primarily, I need to hide all my sex toys.
Yeah,
that's the
main thing. That would be like,
guys, let me even tell you. So we have a cleaner, okay, and usually when I play, for lack of a better word, I put my toys back, okay. Yeah. But for whatever reason, this night I was so tired. I did my thing. Put it under my pillow.
No, until oh girl. And you wanted it to be found.
I slept. The next day, the cleaner comes, and at this point, I'd completely forgotten. So she comes, and then in particular, I'm like to her, yeah, like, when you're making the bed, please, like, shake the bed sheet.
You directed her to the scene of the crime. You said, right here, miss.
Literally, because sometimes, like, she can make the bed and she just puts the duvet on top, arranges the pillows. But I was like, no, like, can you actually shake the what do you call it?
You set her up.
This bed sheet so that, you know, it's fresh and it's crisp and shit. Like, guys, I sound like such a bourgeoisie. I'm not.
It's fine. They know you are. Why are you not claiming your?
Okay, amen in the future, but I'm not bourgeoisie. Anyways,
Okay.
so I tell her to do this, yeah. So I come to my room, and I always love when she's done the room. It's so lovely, great night's sleep because the room is so tidy. My pillows are all propped up, everything's nice. So I have decorative pillows. I was moving the pillows, and then I saw under my pillow.
Did you put it back? And
that day that she came to clean, I was the only one at home, and I heard her on the phone a lot, but I just assumed that she probably, I listen to my podcast when I'm doing whatever I'm doing. Mm-hmm. She's doing her own thing on the phone to her mate or whatever. And I was like, this bitch probably really was talking about me.
Oh, she sure was.
Literally.
It's the fact that she put it back where she found it.
But probably like...
She was like... And you hadn't cleaned it because you were just slept.
No, I had cleaned it. I always clean.
Okay.
So I literally... The thing is that where I keep them is
when
away
you
from
fell
my
asleep,
bed.
I was like, okay. I thought you conked out right
It's
after.
away from my bed. So I always clean. That's gross. I always clean.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't take it back to my bed because I was like, I'm tired. But because where it is this... And I don't have an under the bed. I wish I still had an under the bed, like where you could put your hand under. I have an ottoman bed. So I really do have to get off my bed to go and put it back. But anyways, yeah, that was the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me.
Did she ever this? Did you ever discuss it?
No, this was last week Monday. And then she came this week.
Wait.
This was very recent. Very recent.
Why did I think this was like time ago?
No.
Has this happened? Something like this happened before?
This was last week. No, it's never happened before. This was last week Monday. She came this week, and I couldn't look her in the eye. I just couldn't do it.
Is it an auntie?
No, she's really lovely.
Okay, that's better.
She's from either Bulgaria or Romania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's from one two. She's actually really, really lovely.
Yeah, I'm sure she is. And you know what else she is? Traumatized.
God, and she's Muslim. Not to say that Muslim women are like prudes or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she probably is like, bruh, like, what the fuck is this girl on?
But she knows what you're on now, boy.
I told my mum, she was like, yeah, Mum, she's definitely using you as banter with her husband.
Yeah, for sure. You're in the group chat. She probably took a picture of it.
Oh, God. So anyways, I don't even know how we landed to sex toys. But,
oh, no, because he was looking through his dad's things. Was it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
Because he killed his kids in the sleep, and you were like, you want to get your affairs in order, and I assume you want to hide your shit.
I need to get in order.
Yeah. Fair.
So, basically, everyone's like, okay, so how comes Thomas was buried separately? So we learned that Thomas was at home.
I'm sorry, his name is Thomas. Thanks.
Okay, Thomas was at home, and then he goes to uni.
Fam, this is just like...
It's very weird.
Is everything okay?
But I'll explain what my theory is later.
Okay.
We learned that Thomas goes to uni on the Saturday or Sunday. And he murders the family on the Sunday evening. And then he messages Thomas and he's like, Thomas, your mum's been in an accident. You need to come back from uni. So Thomas comes back on Tuesday.
You're saying his name, say Evo, bro.
Fam.
Johnny.
So Thomas comes back and we see this like reconstruction of him drinking a drink with his dad. And it's like, okay, your dad called you and said to you, your mum is in hospital. If I got that call, I'd be wanting to go straight to hospital.
What are you doing, right?
Chilling at home anyway.
Why are we doing drinks at home?
To drink the drink of death, like.
Right.
So Thomas drinks this drink and then he's murdered. So I think the reason why Xavier let Thomas go to school was because he wasn't sure he was going to kill him. And
right.
I remember reading or listening or something about like when fathers, like, what do you call them? Family annihilators. They always struggle to kill the sons. And I think there was hesitance because Thomas was his eldest biological son.
Yeah, exactly. So he's the one who would have actually carried the name.
Inherited everything. He would have inherited the... So I think that's why he wasn't sure, but then he decided to do it.
I feel like at that point it's like, listen, I'm in too deep now. How am I even going to explain this to him? I'm in too deep.
Like, how am I even going to explain to you how the rest of your family died? Like,
exactly. Or where they've gone.
Yeah. So it's April 22nd and they locate Xavier's like car and it's outside. They call it a Formula One hotel.
Yeah, I think that's probably like the name of like maybe like a Days Inn or one of those like
It's weird. Yeah.
brand things. Yeah.
And they map out. I didn't really know much of this down because it was confusing a lot of French like areas. But basically, they map out his journey, like where he's been to, because he's on this
he
road
drives
trip.
for time. Yeah, this is a road trip.
And it's a road trip. Apparently, they think it's a road trip through his life because he stops at all like significant areas and stuff like that. But the key thing is, this guy is not trying to hide. He's using his bank card. He's doing this. He's doing that. He's withdrawing cash.
He's racking up more debt.
And this is how we know he did this shit guilty as fuck, because he's literally recorded like after
Everywhere.
these people have been dead. So the date stamp
Alive and well, not hostage.
So he parks his car finally at the end of everyone thinks this is a journey to kill himself. So he parks his car at this Formula One
motel,
and then they see a video of him grabbing what looks like a rifle bag, and then he walks towards the camera, waves, and leaves.
Does he wave at it, or does he just look back at it?
He waves, and he walks towards like this mountainous area. So police are like, yeah, he definitely went to kill himself. And so they go searching this area, and basically they never find a body. So one of our talking heads says, like, yeah, 90% of family annihilator cases, the father kills himself on the spot or like goes somewhere else. So the police have been fixated on this idea that he went to kill himself, but they never expected Javier would be one of the like percent that just wouldn't kill themselves.
Yeah.
And like he fooled everybody. Like he never planned for those bodies to be found. Like everything about that murder was so meticulous. He never planned like for the bodies to be found. So she's like, yeah, he definitely escaped. So nobody really knows what happened to him.
He did escape, because the thing is as well, if he was really trying to like die by suicide, he would want his body to be found. Like, why would he? And with everything in terms of like being in front of all the cameras, spending his money with his bank cards and stuff, like saying, look, this is where I'm going, this is where I'm going to die. Like, would he then not want them to be able to find him? Like, why would he go and hide under a rock to kill himself and never be found? Like, that would defeat the purpose.
It's just like there's another family of annihilators. I can't remember.
I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Robert Wade?
Yeah.
Is it Fisher?
I think it's Fisher, yeah.
Yeah. That was crazy. God.
Yeah. God knows where he is.
He's alive. I'm 100% sure he's alive.
No, that's what I'm saying, but God knows where on this earth he is.
Yeah.
If he's dead, it's not because he died by suicide. It's definitely because he just aged and died.
Exactly. So
sometimes, I'm so sorry. You know, I work with old people, right? Sometimes, like, I look at some of them and I'm like, I just wonder, like, you're old and you're cute and everything, and it's like, oh, a lot of them are really sweet, and I just think sometimes, like, did any of you guys do something really bad in your youth?
Oh yeah, 100% they did.
Like, sometimes I'm just
have you not seen that thread of like deathbed confessions from on TikTok?
No.
Yeah, and this woman was like how she this is kind of funny. So this old white woman was like how like she's racist, she doesn't like black people, and that when she was I think however many years old, she lied. So I don't know what it was. Either there was a black boy she liked that didn't like her back or something, and then she basically lied that like he sexually assaulted her. And so her brothers went and like, I can't remember. It was something to do with a black person. I don't remember what, but basically her brothers went and beat this person up and burnt down their, no, that was not the story. I'm mixing it up
because where does that get funny? I was waiting for the levity.
No, I'm mixing it up with, what's the name of that boy that was...
Oh, Emmett Till.
Yeah, no. She wanted to play with this black girl's doll.
No,
the black girl
took a turn.
The black girl was like, no, you can't play my doll.
Girls this.
So she went back and told her family a completely different story to what happened. So they burnt down this black people's house. And then when they went to burn down the house, one of the sons died in the fire.
What, one of the white people?
The black person, sons. So this is the bit that's funny. So the woman was like, yeah, like, sometimes she keeps seeing like a little black boy in her room.
Yeah, you better see him.
Like she says, she knows she's dying and she keeps seeing a little black boy in her room. And I was like, damn right, you're seeing a little black boy in your room. Like, you are going to HE double hockey sticks.
Wild.
Fam. So, yeah, I say all this to say they definitely have done some crazy shit.
They definitely have. Because that Robert Fisher guy, he could literally, he's going and have an eye test every however often. and like someone's just there seeing him, not knowing that he's killed his whole
because
family.
it's not a prominent case anymore, you're not going to even think.
You're not going to know. Most people don't. I don't even know. Even I know the case, and I don't even know what he looked like back then.
I remember what he looks like, because this is really bad, but I thought he was kind of sexy. Is it bad to think a serial killer is sexy? It's
bad
not.
to say it out loud.
Is it?
It is.
I'm just saying what people are thinking.
If you thought R. Kelly was sexy, would you say, yeah, you think R. Kelly's sexy?
No, I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
Because R. Kelly
he's
is
a bad man. And also, he's not sexy, but he's a bad man. If you were to think... That's what I'm saying.
Wait, Robert Fisher's not sexy?
No, R. Kelly's not sexy.
Oh, yeah, no, he is not.
But what I'm saying is that when someone's done a terrible thing, it's like, okay, I get it if you think that they're an attractive face person, right? Their outer shell.
Yeah, but I'm not saying this out loud in the context of, oh, yeah, I want to, like... I'm just saying it in context of that's why I remember him.
Right,
so
okay.
That's my...
Objectively, his face is not ugly.
Point. Yeah.
I don't remember what he looks like.
So the documentary's coming to a close now, and he's like disappeared. We learned where he disappeared. Like, you can easily, there are links to all over the place. Croatia.
Yeah, literally, they were like, you can get to Italy, you can get on a train to Croatia,
like,
you can go to...
Is this an airport? Did he disappear in an airport?
I was like, these woods, is there a tunnel? Is there a portal?
Fam, there have been no train tickets, flights, missing cars in the area, so how he got away, nobody knows. And the documentary comes to a close, and this bit is really funny. So everyone's basically saying, yeah, like, he probably went to Latin America because he can speak decent Spanish, fine. But the detective says...
The problem in this case is that Xavier Dupont de Ligonnès looks a bit like everybody else, with no strong features. He's of average height physically. He doesn't stand out. He's physically normal. And there's nothing worse in this kind of situation than physically normal people, because they stay unnoticed or they draw too much attention, because you don't really notice him, or you notice him everywhere. You spot him everywhere, and nowhere at the same time.
He reads him the house down boots.
For filth. I'm just like, I would rather be caught for murder than you describe me as average. He's like, yeah, he's so basic. Like,
literally, he's a basic bitch, and he looks like everyone.
Literally, he's like, he's white paint. You will not notice him.
He is
so average.
You're like, he's not particularly tall. He's not particularly big. He's not particularly built. I was like, right.
He has no strong features. You've called him an amoeba.
You said he's weak.
He might as well have been like, oh yeah, he's an amoeba. Like,
You've emasculated him.
Nothing to him.
I said, he'll never come out now, because how can he show his face again in society? That
You've
bland
basically
face.
Castrated him. He has zero.
Literally, yeah. I said, sir, you didn't have to go that hard. I know he killed his family.
I even feel bad for him.
Literally,
like, now this is your legacy. When they bury him, it'll be like, oh, here lies Xavier Dupont de Baguette. Like, he was an average man of no notable...
notable features.
Literally, of no notable features. But yeah, like, we're done.
My God, yeah, it ends with on-screen text, and it's like, Xavier Dupont de Ligonnès is wanted for questioning in connection with the murders of his wife and 4 children.
Questioning.
Okay. He wanted so he can be arrested.
Literally, and charged ASAP, no Rocky.
Yes. Crazy.
So the beard.
Crazy. Now it's time for...
The real crime, I think, was the beard.
Where we focus on something during the documentary that may not be criminal, but we definitely consider to be a crime. Have you got one? Yeah,
I have many, but I guess I'll go with The Friend. I think it's very important from now on, Netflix, you just do drug testing before you allow people to...
And we don't allow alcohol on the set.
Yeah, I don't know what that guy did before he came to speak, but he was saying a lot, and none of it made sense.
That speech about the piano, I swear to God, is that bit in English or is that in French? It's in French, isn't it?
It's in French.
Oh, I really want to play it, because I literally was like, sir, hello. Remember why you're here?
You can put the audio description and play it for them. It won't describe, it will just be a voiceover. So
oh, will it? Okay, fine, I'll do that then.
I don't believe it. He's a true friend. When I had my car accident, he was there. I broke my neck and I couldn't play music anymore. I could no longer play the piano or the guitar. And he knew that, to me, that was everything. Without my having to say anything, he knew my suffering and he knew my pain. And above all else, he helped me to get through it all. He was there to take my hand, to tell me, you're my friend, I love you.
My one is the fact that they wanted to move to Florida. Because why? The fuck?
Yeah, but we have to
he would have been Florida man. Florida man kills his family. That's what he would have been.
we have to give an honourable mention to, as sad as this man's life was, he will be going down as the man who was of no notable features.
Yeah. That one is not even a crime. Well, I mean,
I cannot imagine. I always think about if I died, how
people would describe you. No notable features.
My mum has told me how she would describe me if I went missing. It wasn't very complimentary. She said, tall, big build.
I would have said titties.
Fair. She said funny, gregarious.
Can you imagine? She's gone missing. If you hear a kidnapper laughing, you know that he has her.
This just reminds me of Patrick Hines. Like, I relate to Patrick so much.
I know you are Patrick and I am Gillian, literally.
Yeah. If I was kidnapped, they would definitely let me go because I would be annoying as fuck. Like, I think you would be screaming from the beginning. They would try to buy me food.
Oh my God, if you sing, Lord, that's it. They're letting you go.
They would buy me food for ransom and I'd be like, I can't eat this. Where did you get this from? Please, can we go here, and here?
Can we check the calories, please? Because I need to know.
Literally, I'm trying to lose wedding weight, guys. Please, let's be reasonable.
Sort it out. And also, I need to be back by my wedding. So if you can wrap this up.
Wrap this up real quick. Snap. Snip. They would take me to a motel. I'd be like, guys, please.
But come on, Hilton
minimum. Absolute min.
Rate me. You picked me. You chose me. And this is where you want to keep me. Come on.
Literally rate me.
Rate me small.
They'd buy me, fam. Yeah. So guys, I say all this to say, don't kidnap me. I'm not worth it, man. I'd be more stressed than worth.
Yeah. And also, then how would we do these recordings? That'd be quite long. So if you could please consider the podcast.
My mum did say if I was kidnapped that that's my future husband's problem. That they're not paying. So
washing her hands.
As in my current family's not paying. So that's
not the ransom. Well, if you get kidnapped between now and the wedding day, then it's still on them.
My mum said he's expressed his intention to marry. He has to handle that shit.
Matty. She's been waiting for freedom.
She is waiting. Guys, that's us done for this week.
That is us for this week. Next week, we are sticking to spooky season. Don't you think October is going really fast? Oh my God, look how juicy my boob looks. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can.
Because my period is coming.
For your mans.
Yeah, my period's coming. What's it? Yeah, October's going really quickly. Quick. And also, I've not actually been sick yet. I know I thought I was going to be sick. I was going to be sick last week, but that tea did the trick, and I've not yet been sick. So fingers crossed, this will be in October where I'm not ill.
Fingers and toes.
And toes.
Yeah, I'm counting down to payday. That's why it's going quick. I started a new job, and so I basically didn't get paid this month.
Oh, did you not?
I've been living on a hope and a prayer.
Oh, not the hope and the prayer.
I'm gagging.
Dying for it.
I'm gagging.
So next week we are sticking with spooky season. We're doing another episode of Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix, and we are doing No Ride Home. This one is in English, so I'm going to get a trailer together and post that for you. In the meantime, between time, are you there? You look like you're asleep. Oh, you're with us. Okay. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. 2 Girls 1 Doc podcast on TikTok. You can also email us 2girls1doc@gmail.com. Send us your reviews, how much you love us, how much you hate us, how much you want to be us. And that's it. Once we get enough reviews, we will read them out on a credits episode. But we hope you enjoyed the episode. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Anything else you'd like to say to the people then? Oh, they can find you on Instagram and Twitter, forends with 2 underscores, and on your other podcast, Character Replay.
Guys, that's it. I'm tired. I'm going to sleep.
It's her eyes are already half closed.
I'm going tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, but we're not. I have to speak to you after this. Yeah, don't look around. I'm talking about you.
Am I in trouble?
You're not in trouble. Have you done anything? Should you be in trouble?
I don't know.
Should you be in trouble?
I don't know.
No, you're not in trouble. But yeah, we're gonna play the trailer for ya, and then we'll see you next week.
All right, bye.
Bye.
I'm still hurt. I'm still mad. And no trust. I lost that. I always tell my grandkids and great-grandkids, always watch your back and don't think everybody's your friend, you know.